Many months later.
Live from Activision, this is CTR TV.
Starting in early August, players will have the option to purchase Wumpa Coin bundles from their game console stores to supplement the coins they earn by playing. Players will still earn Wumpa Coins by playing the game in any mode, just as before. They will just be able to purchase additional coins if they choose. Liar!
Activision, you disgusting, exploitative, degenerate company, you greedy, shit-eating worms. I think this news is of no surprise to anyone, after seeing the severe throttling of Wumpa Coin rates in CTR Nitro Fuelled. Almost as if the phantom of microtransactions was still looming, and was always meant to be in the game in the first place. Well, it would seem our theories were right. Surprise, surprise! Because despite having made proud declarations that microtransactions would not be featured in the game, we knew better. We saw this shit coming a mile away, and it simply makes me sick. Although myself am 21 years old, I still got CTR Nitro Fuelled purely out of nostalgia for the original title I loved and grew up with, as did many others. However, it's important to remember that it's been 20 years since the original PS1 release of CTR by Naughty Dog, and as such, there's a significant amount of people who didn't get the chance to experience this amazing title, particularly children today. Like it or not, that's who this game was meant for. Children and young people are the major demographic behind this game. All the more reason for concern then, as it would seem that Activision are forcing Beanox to implement microtransactions in which to manipulate players into getting Wumpa Coins more quickly. For context, the Wumpa Coin system in CTR Nitro Fuelled is an in-game currency that is required for purchasing additional unlocks, ranging from new drivers to players, to various paint jobs and stickers, to wheels and types of cards. Up to now, the Wumpa Coin currency has been earned in-game, as all games should strive for. However, one thing that was abundantly clear since launch was that after completing a handful of races in multiplayer, the seemingly plentiful surplus of Wumpa Coins players earn per race suddenly and dramatically dries up, in which it declines into very little. You could go from earning 500 coins in one race for coming first, to getting merely 20 for achieving the same position. But it gets even worse. Every racer featured in Crash Nitro Kart and every DLC character that's being added to the game must be unlocked via the Wumpa Coin system. And these characters are by no means cheap, let alone the additional outfits you can get for them. Most characters require up to around 1500 Wumpa Coins, which is fairly modest. However, additional unlocks for these characters can cost up between 2,500 coins to up to nearly 6,000. So imagine you're only getting 20 or 40 coins per race, despite fighting your way to get into first place. Not only is it incredibly underwhelming, it also means that the grind required to even unlocking a single item in the pit stop becomes incredibly tedious and obnoxious. But of course, the solution to this in Activision's eyes is to implement a Wumpa booster system that requires real money to buy. For those of us who have come accustomed to the video game industry, we're well aware of the morally corrupt and greedy methods AAA studios like EA or Ubisoft and Activision like to implement into their games. And as such, we know that it's all a scam and should be avoided like the plague. But here's the rub. To the uninitiated, such as parents or children, they haven't the slightest idea that the kart racer they bought for their child could potentially bankrupt them. And it's all possible because of malicious scams like this. More and more recently, the pressure against these scummy, underhanded, and anti-consumer practices has been mounting since EA tried to implement a pay-to-win gambling system for Star Wars Battlefront 2 in 2017, and has since garnered the attention of various media outlets and international legislation. Although there's been some success in certain countries like Belgium, others such as the UK have failed to counter these malicious scams. As a consequence, more and more terrifying articles that have detailed how children have accidentally emptied their parents' bank account because of these pay-to-win systems. CTR, a 20-year-old game, a remake even, of a children's game, now faces this prospect, and it's simply disgusting. To conclude, all I can really say is, how dare you? Activision, you should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves. You made promises to keep microtransactions out of this game, and have since gone back on your word now that the reviews are in and you've sold enough copies. All because you wanted to exploit the children's market in video games. You're an absolute disgrace.